Three wheels on my wagon, but I'm still rolling along. Those Cherokees are after me. They look mad, things look bad, but I'm singing a happy song. I don't know why I remember that. It's a long time since I've heard it. It really is. I can't think that I've heard it since I was wearing short trousers, primary school, probably. But I seem to remember most of the words. And a mile up the road there's a hidden cave where we can watch those Cherokees go rumbling by, something like that. Anyway, I'd like just to tell you how it is really and why it is, and the quite unremarkable progress that Ball Earthers make in trying to find out the truth. There's the kind of, the denials, the downright dismissiveness of it all. They can't get rid of the two words that seem to trigger some kind of prejudice that will not. It's insurmountable. It's you can't see through it, get rid of it. It's brilliant, really. What a brilliant ploy. But here we go. Well, of course, the two words are flat Earth. That's what I'm talking about. But when water doesn't curve, when it shows absolutely no curvature, and the formula is 8 inches per mile squared, then how can you ignore that? How can you? Well, this is how you do it. The two words again, flat Earth, trigger some kind of emotional, because it is emotional, there's no doubt about that, some emotional blanket, or it smothers the very thought that could be true. And it is true, and you are suffocating in total bullshit. You are nostril deep, and the only way you can get out of it is to face the objective reality. Water does not curve. It's ridiculous to suggest that it does, really. A friend of mine who's a teacher, he's retired. I told him, the truth, and he's, the Earth's flat. And he said, no, it isn't, because he's, like sailing, and he's seen boats disappear over the horizon. So he knows it's a ball. So he's seen that boat go over the horizon. And I said, yeah, that's great. Then I showed him that you can actually bring them back with a zoom lens. They come right back. They're gone, and then you can bring them back. They're not sailing towards you, they're still sailing away from you, but you can bring them back into view. Not by going up, just by zooming in on the same level. Now, his brain, his mind, as was mine just 3 years ago, a couple of years ago, would have expected to be looking through a huge bulge in the ocean to see that boat. But no, it just simply was further away than my eye could see. Now, that was a perfectly clear, lovely, beautiful day. We are looking through water, even though when we're looking in the air, because there is water in the air. It is, well, I'm not talking about just the rain. I'm talking about, it's like a fog. It's I'm talking about this country, but especially over the sea, because it's evaporating as well. So, and he also said then, well, how come Napoleon was looking over the Channel when he was going to invade Britain? He was looking over the Channel, and he could just make out the top of the White Cliffs of Dover, apparently. I mean, all this, is complete storytelling time, isn't it? With Napoleon, who knows? Anyway, he couldn't see the beach. Well, there will be days when you can see the beach, but it's a very turbulent place, the Channel. It's quite choppy stretch of water. With the ocean, the sea, the tides, there'll be what they call currents flowing in that quite narrow channel. It's quite narrow when you look at the thing on a whole. So that causes turbulence. That causes water to be more in the air, so you're not going to see through water. You can't see through very far through water, like you can't see very far through fog. But on a very clear day, you can do this experiment for yourself. You can stand on the shore or on a big lake shore, and with a pair of binoculars, even a good pair of binoculars, or like I say, a zoom lens, you can bring these boats or whatever. You can see much further than you should be able to. But but I don't think of it like that now. It's just seen further because you've got some bits of technology. It's not looking over through the ocean's bulge. The ocean doesn't have any bulge. It doesn't bulge at the equator because of the centrifugal force. What a pack of shit. Oh, it's supposed to be pear-shaped now. Look, it's the oceans all over our realm are all the same level, give and take, the tidal patterns. But that is the reality of where we're living. Space is nonsense. It's a huge playground for the writers of science fiction. And science fiction is about what we've had for centuries now. The spinning ball fiction. It does affect you. It like I say, it is an emotional attachment that you have to the spinning ball, and that is weighted quite heavily with all the people who have told you all the things that you think are real at this point, such as evolution. gravity, the moon landings. Oh dear, you see, all that fits together. It's all connected. And it's quite a job to give that up. For me, it was quite difficult. It was a struggle, and I had to be absolutely sure, and I am absolutely sure, that we don't live on a spinning ball. Absolutely positive. Airy, who was the astronomer royal, when he didn't get the results they wanted, after doing the experiment again and again and again, they called it Airy's failure. Fuck you! You didn't do it right. You didn't prove the Earth was spinning. You actually proved that it wasn't spinning. You arsehole. We'll call you a failure. So that's what he gets written in the history books. Now, we don't get taught that, of course, because there is no proof that we're spinning. In fact, there's proof that we're not spinning. And you could use Airy's failure, if you like, for that example. Look it up. You could also bring it right up to date and use what's been discovered to be a really good one. Is gyroscopes. Gyroscopes do not process like they should. They don't show any spin. There's no movement. It would record, a gyroscope would record the movement, in a plane when you're going over the so-called curvature. And when I focus on the moon, when I zoom in on the moon, I'm seeing huge, absolutely enormous, like mountain ranges, there would be. And I'm talking like miles in the air. It would have to be, for the scale to be right, if it's 238,000 miles away, which of course it isn't, but let's play their game. We didn't see any of that, of course, on the footage or the photographs or and all that is just so ridiculous. Come on, just do a bit of research into that. The different lights and the same sets being used over and over again for the landers in a different place. There's no dust on the feet. Come on, fucking hell! Of course they didn't go to the moon. But when you the photographs that they took of the Earth from the moon, and since they've done it with that million miles away satellite, and it shows the moon to be, the Earth, sorry, to be fucking massive, and it's even behind the moon. And so, I mean, which one is it? And I'll tell you which one it is. It's neither of them. Both cartoon bullshit. And it has to be one or the other. If you're a NASA believer, it has to be one or the other. Which one is it? Or are you going to say that they didn't go to the moon now? Or are you going to say the satellite that's a million miles away is bullshit? Which one is it? Can you even see that? Well, you have an emotional attachment because all these people will think you're a nutter if you think the Earth's flat. But no, I wouldn't think you're a nutter. I think the penny's dropped. Hello, come in. Reality's just there. We go. Sit down. Have a cup of tea.